Hey Hotshots, Jess with Emotional Fire Academy here today to talk about, do you lose yourself in love? Watch this. I know I used to do this. Welcome to Emotional Fire Academy. That's what we do here. We help HSPs transcend the bullshit traits of being highly sensitive. Do not sugarcoat it. Welcome, I'm Jess. I'm a former firefighter and NLP master practitioner. Before I jump into this very, very interesting topic, I am releasing a free 3-part training series on how to transcend your sensitivity. You can access it with information below in the description box, and it's all about stepping into your best self. And so if this happens to you a lot, which it used to happen to me a lot, taking that free training will start to turn it around, because I'm going to give you one of my best tools. Seriously, that's why I'm not posting it out. I would like people to access it individually instead of it just being willy-nilly on YouTube. So go ahead and grab that below. All right, so I have a lot of personal stuff to share with you today about this topic. And I learned this the hard way. So this is really, again, I could speak at volumes. I'm going to try to keep this video short today, though, and really get to the meat of the topic. There's a power imbalance happening. When we lose ourselves in love, typically it's an unconscious pattern that we go into, right? We meet someone, we're kind of swept off our feet, and we subconsciously start to self-sacrifice and give ourselves away because that love is so good. It's so good. It's so distracting. And so instead of paying attention to what's happening, what we do is we just are so love struck that we just start enacting these old patterns. So I get you. If this happens to you, it feels like it just sneaks up and then suddenly the relationship falls apart because you've lost yourself and the other person loses interest, or whatever the heck happens, or we self-sabotage, whatever happens in the relationship. There is a power imbalance happening. So whether or not you're in a relationship now, it's good to have a bigger picture view of what's going on. So what's really happening at subconscious level, we are misplacing the source of our love outside of us. So we've met this person that we're really enamored with them. It feels so good. It feels so good when they touch us, when they whisper sweet nothings in our ear, and we just feel high. We're like high on this love. And we feel like love then is outside of us, coming from this person, right? They got the goodies. That person has the goodies. That particular person, not everybody, just that person. So this is not a winning strategy. This is not a winning strategy. I've tried, friends. I have tried this strategy. Letting this subconscious pattern run is not a winning strategy, because what happens is when we then subconsciously start running I'll do anything to keep this person, I'm addicted to this person, we can go into realms where we do totally lose ourselves. We stop doing the things that we love. We stop hanging out with our friends. We stop chasing our passions. Instead, we just keep trying to get that love, that high, from outside of ourselves. I know this because I lost myself to a 4-year addiction to a person. I developed a full out, I will admit, addiction to my romantic partner at the time. Anything he did wrong offended my happiness, triggered me to the 9th degree. When I was sad, I called him. When I was happy, I called him. I literally handed him all the power over me for my own emotions. And so that created this power imbalance where he kept me around, but he never really chose me either, and chose me in the way that I so deeply desired to be chosen. So, looking back and kind of processing all of it, and what we eventually learn, many of us, is that again, isn't a winning strategy. That just never produces, when we're trying to get something that we perceive as being outside of us, we always then have to go outside of us to get it. We are the source of love. Love comes from us. Love always comes from us. It never comes from anything outside of us. It's kind of part of the illusion that it's coming from somebody else and what they're doing. When we break the illusion, as we're breaking the illusion, we realize that really we are love. We are the source of love. And when you think about it, let's take it logically. Whose heart is feeling the love? Your heart. Whose eyes are seeing this other person? Your eyes. It's all of your sensory organs that are perceiving this other person. So it does feel like it's coming from outside, but really it's all you. You have the same heart that can self-generate the love. You have the same eyes that can, you can close your eyes and envision being with this person in your imagination. So you can actually create that sense of love. You can create it inside of yourself, whether that person is physically with you or not. And when we start to auto-generate our own love, we may have to start by, imaginarily projecting it from somebody else, hearing them tell us that they love us. But then when we get really good at it, we do it for ourselves. We learn how to place ourselves as the loving entity that then we are bringing back into ourselves. So it's both emanating from us and around us, and then we're tapping into it as well. So there's layers of how then you learn to self-love. But this is really the winning strategy, because the curious paradox about this is that then everybody else sees you as this too, because you're self-contained. You have harnessed your own innate source of love. And when you can maintain that, so then when the person comes back or you get in a new relationship, then this doesn't happen again. You maintain this, because that love coming from you is the most important love. That is the source of love, because you recognize when you lose it, you start to get that you need that, you need your fix. And you can always give it to yourself. So maintaining that position, emanating your own love, self-generating your own love, because it is really coming from you at the end of the day, then it echoes out into your world. And other people will see you as that, and they will react to you as that. And then you will be this person up here to whoever comes in. They're like, wow, you're really amazing, because you think you're amazing. Wow, it's almost like a double win, because you have already put yourself on that pedestal. And then that person is going to see you on a pedestal too, as really, really caring for yourself. And they're going to mirror that behavior back to you. Amazing. You not only get, this is one source of love. This is like you hit the jackpot, and everybody else is going to tell you hit the jackpot and show you the behaviors that are in line with what you originally wanted to begin with here. That's the funny thing is, when you do this, you get this. The funny thing is, when you do this, when you put yourself up, and a lot of coaches talk about the pedestal. It does feel a little bit like that. I like to say making yourself the center of your universe. When you maintain yourself as the center of the universe, you maintain your own sense of love. It's coming from you. It's not coming from anybody else. And you foster and nurture that source. You do all the things you would do with somebody else. You like having sweet nothings whispering in your ear, whisper them to yourself. Like, look in the mirror and really tell yourself that stuff. And be like, I love you. You're incredible. You're an incredible person. And feel how deep that is. This feels pretty amazing. And then when you get this on top of it, that's like the icing. So when you have both of them together, and then all these other satellite, people that are orbiting around you that are again saying you're the center of the universe. You're so amazing, because you've made yourself the center of the universe. Not in a selfish way or an egotistical way, but in a I really deeply care about myself. I really take care of myself. I appreciate and love me for who I am. I'm genuinely and deeply authentic. That's, to me, I call this the hero self. And that's what that free training is going to help you step into. your hero self, your best version of you, where you really love yourself. Because when you have this, it doesn't really matter what anyone else is doing because you've tapped. You're in the oil well, baby. You've like, drilled down and tapped into the source, and there's just oil gushing up. So it doesn't really matter what anybody else is doing because you know where it's coming from. So let me know what you thought. Leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.